people can't drive, and they can't drive drunk. And what are we going to do? We're going to drive drunk anyway, So we should have a drunk driving test because people are going to do it anyway. But if you can pass this test and have the drunk driving certificate, you should be able to fucking go.
No, I think that'd be a genius idea.
So you're like a DM. So explain for the idiots out there who've never played D&D who think that you're going to hell if you play.
Far from ruin, taking the first big step.
What's this thing about?
Post-apocalyptic story about a young physician named Grace who has survived an attack on her town. Along the way, she comes across the most wanted man in the drylands named Fortune. These two kind of have to depend on each other to survive. Well, she has to depend on him to survive.
That's so funny. There are neighbors right there. Hello, how you doing?
No,
That's the one MILF that everyone wants to call dibs on.
Who?
The lady over there.
Uh-huh.
Because apparently there's a child living in that house.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they're leaving the child. Is there a nanny in that house as well?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're getting an Uber. Oh, they're fucking partying tonight.
Oh, they ain't coming back tonight. That kid better be taking care of himself. That kid better know how to feed and clothe himself. That baby is not getting his parents back tonight. What time is it? Oh, it's 7.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting started early.
Yeah, they might be back early enough, but messed up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I'm thinking maybe like 10, 30, 11.
Yeah. Mom going to be wobbling. Probably not even make it to the house. Hit the car.
Oh, yeah.
Dad's puking in the car still. Puking in the Ubers.
Oh, yeah. $100 every 5 minutes. Dude, door guy used to work here. He said he was in an Uber drive, and he was fucking plastered, but it was kind of a longer drive, and so the whole time he's breathing, he's doing good, he's making it. And like 10 minutes before, he's like, "Now's the time," and his car full of people, so he wasn't like, "Oh, can you roll down the window? Can you slow down?" He was just like, pull up the shirt. Throw it right down the chest.
No, dude. No. I'm asking questions. Okay, I'm gonna call you out on that because puking on your shirt is gonna be a lot more inconvenient in a car full of people than just being like, "Hey, can we stop for a second? Just real quick.
Quick.
Hit me with that 2-minute window so I can just get out of here.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. I mean, when you drunk, you're not in your right mind, though. I ain't getting that.
I don't know. For me, it's like whenever, especially at that time, whenever it's, 10 seconds to midnight, I am like punctual right to it. Like, this is what I need.
Yeah.
I need the car to stop right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? No, the car is going to stop.
I've got it down to a T now that I know how much liquor I can take before I'm about to throw up.
Oh, how many?
Right now it's back there. It used to be higher, but now it's down to 7 shots of Jameson.
Damn. That's
That 7th one
good.
will always get me for the most part. Right? We're working on 8.
7, yeah.
Yeah. We're working on 8, but like when we were chilling at the Improv with everybody for a little bit and we kept taking shots of JMO and talking?
Yeah.
Right, you remember when I stopped taking them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the time.
That was the one when I was like, and it was like, "Did you take the shot?" I was like, "Yeah." And I set that bitch on the side. Yeah.
Especially with JMOs. I mean, because it feels like, sometimes, how long did it take you to learn, okay, this is how much 1 does, this is how much 2 does?
I mean, I don't know. It varies, right? Depending on the tolerance at the time.
Yeah.
Right. But I know that I don't drink as much as I used to, so the tolerance has pretty been manageable recently,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
it's drivable.
yeah, it's drivable, right? Like I know, that's the fucked up thing is I know how many shots I can still drive home on,
Yeah.
right? I think that's cool. That's a cool thing to know about yourself. So you ain't
It's
as soon as you know
essential.
you're about to take that 5th, you're like, all right. Maybe times I'll be like, Kim, you taking me home? Yep. 5.
Make 5.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what the, I always have this thing with people can't drive, and they can't drive drunk. And what are we going to do? We're going to drive drunk anyway, So we should have a drunk driving test because people are going to do it anyway. Yeah, it's illegal, But if you can pass this test and like have like the drunk driving certificate, you should be able to fucking go.
No, I think that'd be a genius idea.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a genius idea.
Or
Right.
at least like whenever you're 21, you take this test.
Yeah.
And like maybe every like 4 or 5 years because your tolerance, you like retest. They just give you a bunch of shots. Like, all right, go out on that racetrack.
All right. Step 1 is not flipping the bitch.
Yeah.
Right? Like instant flipping, you fail. Right?
Yeah. You flip, you fail, you might die. But don't worry, 4 years from now, you can retest.
Yeah, we can retest now. I feel like after you fail, you're done. Because
One flip, you're
once
done.
you fail, you're not coming back, baby. We
Yeah.
don't trust you behind the wheel again. I don't think. I think a lot of problems
Dude.
would be solved if we were like, yeah, no, you failed the test. You don't get approved whatsoever.
Dude,
You're
yeah.
actually going to be monitored when you're drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be somebody like, Jim, you can't take that fourth shot, and you know that.
You know that.
You remember the flip?
You going home tonight? You want to see your wife tonight? You remember you flipped the car in the test. We all seen it. We was all there, baby. You're not doing this. Nuh-uh.
God. Yeah, what if it's like a contest, like game show? So we're like, all right, these are the top 25 best drivers in Harris
Turn into
County.
a fucking spectacle.
Yeah. And only the top 5 will get their drunk driving card.
Yeah, no. It just needs to be a spectacle of drunk driving test.
Yeah.
Right? Who's the best drunk driver? I feel like needs to be a test.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and not just like the normal, like, all right, pull up to the stop sign,
No.
No,
No,
not that
no.
lame shit.
No. You're bobbing and weaving through cones
Oh, yeah.
and probably drifting. We
And-
could have a Ken Block obstacle course in there.
For sure. Oh, yeah, the walking kids. And the thing is, you can't go the speed limit. You have to go, like, fast. Because that's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
So you got to drive fast. You got to drive 55 through those cones.
You're not doing the speed limit, of course.
No.
It's gonna be a little 20-mile-per-hour sign.
Yeah.
And you just pass.
You're only going like 22. The guy's like,
Yeah.
no,
Oh man.
not going to be it. Oh, yeah, we got to throw in some people. I mean, what else? And you also, it has to be at night only. There no traffic lights.
Well, no, I think that was because there are some day drinkers. Right?
Yeah,
there
that's
are some
true.
day drinkers that go
Half
out
and
there,
half.
and the day drinkers, I ain't mad at it, but day drinkers be like, it's 5 o'clock, it's traffic time. I can make it the specs real quick and get back, no problem. Right? And if you got your test, you're good.
You good?
You're good. You ain't got to worry about it. But if you failed, you're not going nowhere. You better call yourself an Uber.
You flip, you fail. But I feel like driving drunk in traffic isn't driving. So I feel like that should be okay.
Well, what do you mean? I think that's the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Because you actually have to stay awake and stay focused.
God, yeah, that's true. I mean, you're just sitting.
Yeah, we're just sitting. I think it's easier to drive home drunk at night. Because the only thing, if you've done it, the only thing you sit back and question is, well, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
Did I run a light? I'm pretty sure I ran a light. I'm pretty sure I fucked some shit up and ran a light, dog.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm here, I'm Gucci.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how that huge dent got in my hood, but, you know, hey, I'm fucking home.
It'd be like Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. He is so fucking good in that. I mean, he had to have taken coke to method act for that, right?
I've only seen, shocker, I've only seen clips of Wolf of Wall Street. I've never actually seen from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I've seen every clip that feels like the movie, right? Matthew McConaughey's chest pound,
Yeah.
Margot Robbie and Leonardo foot fetish moment,
Oh, God, yeah. That was intense.
the Lamborghini scene, and then of course when Leo was doing the chest pounding, right?
yeah.
And I feel like that tells me the narrative of the movie.
Yeah. You got the main plot points, the main themes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's about it to that movie. I think another good time is the first time Jonah Hill's character sees Margot Robbie.
Mm.
Like, she walks into a house, like a house party, and Jonah Hill's like on the top of the stairs in the second story, like looking down at her, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And then he just has a boner. It's just a huge fucking tent, and then Leo's like, "Fuck, man." He's like, "But all right, she's that bad." So yeah, it's Margot Robbie.
Yeah, ain't mad at it.
Oh, God. So that part was good too, and there's so many like good actors in it. I couldn't name one of them right now.
I mean, I still want to watch it. I mean, you get. I mean, I don't know how many sideline actors there are, but I've seen Matthew McConaughey, Jonah Hill, Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie. Right? I don't know who else is involved.
That should be good.
Wasn't it written by Aaron Sorkin too?
I think so.
So he's got connections with a bunch of different actors. So I'm pretty sure there was a whole list of A+ actors in that bitch.
Oh yeah. Well, and it was what's the guy's name? I always forget his name. Who they made it after?
Oh, I don't even know.
It's after like a real guy.
I know that.
So
I just don't know what his name is. I just know he's known as the Wolf of Wall Street. And I've heard his name on like different podcasts and shit. I'm just bad at remembering everyone's names.
same. It's some fucking rich guy name.
Some rich dude.
But yeah, I know he's been on podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like those movie like that scene, all those different scenes. It's like, well, there's no way this guy's actually real. There's no way.
I mean, sure, it's dramatized a little bit, but
Yeah, a little bit. You know.
I do believe the idea that you thought you made it home safe in your Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, that is definitely relatable.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing with like people who jog whenever it's raining outside.
Oh yeah, well they got the whole rain suit. Get up and you're jogging in the
Whole
rain.
suit.
I kind of, you know what? I would do that actually. I would be that guy because jogging in the rain seems therapeutic.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be soaked when I get back to the house. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we had like a raincoat, sure, but
I don't know, but whenever you're like soaked, it feels like you're actually putting work in, you know?
but
It's
then
fake
you get
work.
that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't
Dude,
want that.
I always get like so
Ugh.
terrified whenever I can't pull off my shirt. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking trapped.
Yeah.
And,
It's
you
weird.
know, you self-waterboard yourself somehow.
When it smacks you in the face.
God, it's just... Yeah, not a good feeling, being all wet.
Yeah, no. I don't like taking off wet shirts, right?
Dude.
That's the worst.
That triggers one of my traumas. In elementary school, there's like this field day every year. And like the main thing was, you know, like it's right before the end of the school year, so it's getting hot, summer, you know. So we're going to, you know, get everybody wet, you know. And we're going to like dunk people in trash cans full of water.
Okay.
And then, you know, go down like slip and slide things.
Okay.
And for me, I was just like, I don't want to be wet. I have my normal clothes on. And
so you didn't take the shirt off?
no, the thing was I didn't want to get wet. You know, like I'll do the physical activities that aren't physically wet. You know, I'll just not do that.
Okay.
I don't know
But
why.
then it became everybody gets wet.
And then it became everyone gets wet.
Okay.
And I was like, no, thank you. But in a bitchy way, of course. I'm fucking 7. And
Oh, damn.
I got picked up. Yeah. I got picked up, and then I got dropped in a trash can of water. And I was like, I'm going home. This is not cool. I didn't want to get wet. I told y'all I didn't want to get wet. And what'd y'all do? Y'all made me wet.
And what was your reaction?
Oh, I started crying. You know, I was a little bitch.
Oh,
You know?
boy.
So,
Okay.
you know, of course it wasn't that bad. You know, it was hot outside. I was sweating.
Yeah.
The water was nice.
Yeah. But I had me. This is the separation kind of our childhood. Is I would have cried too, but then I would have threw something at someone to prove you don't dunk me in a motherfucking trash can without my fucking permission. Yeah. All right. Like some way, some respect is getting earned around here.
Yeah.
Right. If I throw a tantrum real quick for it, fuck it.
Put some respect on my name.
Go put some respect on it.
God.
Yeah.
I should have physically attacked. It was a PE teacher. I remember him.
Oh boy.
I just remember. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes it even worse.
The scary part is I don't even remember like his face. I remember just his hands, like just like under my shoulders. It sounds like a fucking. And then him just picking me up, and I was like, realizing like this was it. It was over. I was getting fucking
Wait,
wet.
so you didn't even fight back when he picked you up?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna happen. It was. I definitely didn't consent to any of that touching.
Well, I was a bigger dude too. I was a bigger dude. I had size on me at like 6th grade. I think I was a cloud. I was just chunky, baby.
Yeah.
5th or 6th grade, one of those two. I just got chunky.
Yeah, those are the times, man. I mean, have you ever like fought a teacher, or like put hands on in any way?
I've known out a teacher. Yeah,
Really?
but not like I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
Right, but like to show them that like you don't disrespect us.
Yeah, like walking
Right.
up. Yeah.
But I didn't, it wasn't like I'm ready to start a threatening fight. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to fight someone older than myself. Especially this dude was like jacked. Yeah, he was not like jack, but he was like for an older gentleman with skinny ass legs. This man had some arms on him, right?
Damn.
I felt like one good punch. One good punch would have sit me down, but
Ugh.
yeah, we didn't
Didn't get to it.
Didn't get to it. Didn't get that far. After that, he was like, okay. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay. He folded?
Yeah. Well, he didn't like fold. It was just like, I know your button. I'm not going to fuck with you that way.
Okay.
Right? As an
That's
adult.
cool.
Right.
Yeah.
But best believe my friends took advantage of that shit. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's some good notes. We're going to take EJ down.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one specifically. I'm not going to talk about him. Carter. But, yeah, the boy. The brother, basically. Brother from another mother. Yeah. Carter would see a butt and be like, oh, now we grilling.
It's the most fun thing you can do to another human being is to piss them off.
To poke at him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just by poking. Just
Carter was
a little bit.
the type of motherfucker. And, but you play ball enough with a lot of people, right? You kind of know their strengths and their weaknesses.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I was good enough with my left hand to get around certain people. I was never good
Game
enough with my left hand to get around Carter.
Ah.
Right? So Carter would always force my left.
Yeah.
And then just rob me every time. Right?
Oh.
And yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah. He's an asshole like that.
God, basketball is one of those sports to where, like, you can't guard me in one way. You just got to guard me just both, halfway.
Yeah. Beat me in the middle, baby.
Yeah, come on.
Beat me in the middle. No, Carter.
Yeah.
I used to have terrible teeth as a kid.
Oh.
I used to have absolutely crooked teeth as a kid. And Carter used to pick on me about my teeth. At one point, he said I could take a bite out of a sandwich through a picket fence. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a really good one. That's original.
That's a burner.
That is a huge burn.
That's a burner. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. I bet like you remember like exactly where y'all were standing whenever you heard that.
I don't remember exactly where we were standing. I think like 5th or 6th grade, maybe 3rd or 4th, right? I don't remember exactly where standing. But I remember just hearing it and being like, the fuck you just say to me? Ouch, dog. And I can't help but laugh and show my teeth, right?
Oh god. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, his teeth do fucking suck."
Yeah.
Man, that really sucks.
No, where Carter was fat at the time too, so I grew him. Carter was fatter than me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he was a big chunky. Yeah, he's sexy now, right? Like he didn't got that cop bod on him now.
Oh, there you
right?
go. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the homie.
Not back then. Not back then. I mean, did you have like a go-to, like comeback?
For Carter?
Yeah. I mean, did you ever have to like whenever you're getting ready in the morning, you're like, all right, I need to prepare. I need to have a comeback ready.
No, we would always just grill each other in the moment. right? It was whatever we could pick on each other about, dude. And we shared class, like all of us, the group of us shared class together, right? So it was like me and Carter, and then like we would always cycle out other friends because me and Carter were a constant since like third or fourth grade. Like we were there for years, but people came and went. There was Gabriel. There was Gabriel was this tall black dude. Man, I don't know what he's doing now, but he was quiet. He was like a giraffe. Anytime he wore stripes, he was like a giraffe. This man just had like a giraffe body, dude. Like for some reason, it's just what I think of, right? When I think of giraffe. He was a cool dude though, and like he left. We used to pick on him about shit, and then he left, and then there was Jumanji.
His name was Jumanji?
No, his name was Kamani, but we called him Jumanji. He was from Jamaica. Cool dude. Cool kid. Got me sent to the principal's office one time because he was sharpening his pencil in front of me. Yeah. Right? And I go up and I pat him on the back. But the pat sounds loud. Right? It sounds like a good hit, right? I got good palm on it. And he's just like, and the teacher was like, "Did you just hit?" And he's like, "Ah!" And he's like, "Down." I'm like, "I didn't hit you that hard." And he's like, "Ah!" And we knew it was that bad. Like he gets up at a certain point, and then but I'm sent to the office anyway because apparently I hurt him. It was
assaulted.
Yeah.
God,
it was dumb.
As always, so fun.
Yeah, but like I said, kids came and went. Like me and Carter always grilled each other just throughout the day.
Did y'all just like roast him out of the school? Is that what happened? Or?
No, like just kids. It was a small Christian school, right? So kids came and went, right? Yeah. People cycled in and out. So as it was like from year to year, right? So 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, right? Okay. Like me and Carter started and then graduated there together.
Damn.
Yeah.
Y'all were the only ones that couldn't bully each other out of the school.
Yeah.
There
was a I say me and Carter, that was in our grade, but there was other kids in other classes, higher classes, like Chase. There's a kid named Chase. Man, whatever you actually want to start, but Chase fucking came out one time of the lunchroom with a fro on his crotch. He had a fro wig because we had cheerleader day or something. Like we had a cheerleader, not cheerleader day. What was it? Like a pep rally?
Oh yeah.
Right, we had like a pep rally, and so he had this fro on his head that he came out of the lunchroom and just had it tucked in his crotch, and he brandishes it proudly, skirt up, God. Right? And awesome. Unfortunately for him, as he does that, the principal walks out of the office
home
and sees him right outside the lunch and was like, "Chase, come to the office, bud." He's like, "Oh." But he didn't even get that much trouble. It was just like, that was funny, but don't do it. Yeah. Everybody did. It was just hilarious to see.
That's fucking perfect.
Oh, man.
The chaster. The fucking mane.
It was just untucked bush, like the commercial we saw. Just bush. Just
bush.
Girls. Just gone, dude. It was great.
That bush was insane. On television.
Look, it's 2023, all right? Some women have stopped shaving, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
I mean, you're cool with the bushes.
Look, if I love her enough and that's her choice, sure, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm mentioning. I mean, look, now I'm about to get in there, and I want to get in now, right? So, and I don't want to come out just, you know what I mean? Like it's inconvenient.
Yeah.
It's inconvenient. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
But if you are more comfortable with that, and I love you enough, sure, you can keep your bush.
Yeah.
But you gotta maintain it in some form of.
Yeah, it has to be some kind of cool design.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
it has to be.
Yeah.
Some.
You gotta maintain your forest. All right. You can't just be Amazon down there, wild and free, baby.
Yeah, you gotta chop down some trees every now and then.
I don't know what you're saying. I stopped shaving completely. No, you ain't.
No, the show's still going on, so you gotta keep on going.
We at least trimming around the thighs.
Yeah, I mean that's gotta hurt for you. That's gotta rub. No,
Oh man.
no, you gotta put extra. This is an extra armpit down there.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. No.
It's an extra armpit for sure.
Ugh. Gotta put deodorant down there too. Man. Yeah, you got, and it just, the hair, like, it absorbs your natural smell. You know, sometimes people naturally smell good.
Do you groom, Marshall?
Do I grow?
Do you groom?
Do I groom?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, whenever the time comes.
Yeah.
You know, whenever necessary.
I used to have the one of the ball shavers. But that thing broke in the shower. Yeah, the Manscapes, but it broke in the shower. Dropped it one good time, cut it at an angle, just zzz, but the lid was off.
It's like cutting your feet. Like, oh God.
It's not that sharp, but
Okay, yeah, because you can really like shave your whole taint and everything.
yeah,
and it won't fucking get you.
Because I've tried with trimmers before. And
With trim, oh my.
I've tried. I mean, the razor is the better choice, and I tried with trimmers before, but I got pinched, and I was like, nope, never again, Doc.
No.
That pinch can happen at any time, dude. People who can shave balls with razor, with like an electric razor, dude. Mm-mm.
What are you doing? How? Yeah. It's tough. It's not a fun experience. You got to do it a lot of times, you know?
You got to run through it.
You got to run through it. You know?
Yeah, you got to catch them strays.
Oh, yeah. And then you get one hair that somehow wanted to just grow back into your body.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then another hair joins in with that. My midsection is getting, like... I feel the bumps right now. Like, just thinking about it. Ugh. I don't like shaving. I need to get the Manscaped. I need to get it.
Look, whenever you get around to it, invest in a good one, because I got well, I didn't get like the actual Manscaped, like top dollar. I got like a knockoff, like an Amazon knockoff. You know what I mean? And it just took a bad tumble. It lasted a good minute. It was just a bad fall, man.
It happens.
Yeah.
God. I hate like dropping shit in the shower here with everyone here. Because every drop, you know.
You hear it. Yeah.
You hear it, and it sounds like, oh, that's the time Marshall slipped and died.
Yeah.
I feel like you always have to say, I'm okay. It's not my head.
Yeah. What was it? What was I going to say?
You have a bad drop in the soap story, or what?
Oh, it was one time I was in the shower.
There you go.
And I'm getting into the shower, and I guess I pulled too hard on the speaker, right? So now the speaker's fucking, and I try to catch the speaker, but my feet are in the shower already, right? So now I'm in slip mode, right? And my one foot knocks back and hits like the railing, which has all like the soaps and shit on it, right? So now it has become this clusterfuck already, and then when I hit the side of the tub and I roll into it, and the curtain falls.
The curtain falls.
The curtain falls. This is a whole fucking full on goddamn movie scene.
Yeah.
In my bathroom at this moment. And like I don't know what to do, right? But then my roommate comes in like, dude, are you good? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it was like that was a lot of tumbling. I was like, that was everything tumbling. That wasn't everything tumbling.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I had to set everything back up before I took a shower. And ever since then, dude, unfortunately, my showers had this little when I turn the knob now, it's got this little leak. I don't even know how it happened. Right now, there's pressure coming out of the gasket for some fucking reason, and I don't even know how it happened. Maybe my other foot hit the handle at some point. Yeah. I don't know.
Something.
I don't know. But yeah.
Something.
It's a clusterfuck in there now.
Oh, always going to remember that slip because of the little thing now.
Just because I wanted to listen to music. I ain't really listened to music in the shower since. Ever since then, bro.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing started. Is this still mic check or what's up?
Yeah. It's good enough. We've
Okay.
had like almost 2 hours now of unusable stuff.
Yeah.
That has been tested,
Okay.
leading up to this major test.
Okay.
So here we go.
All right.
Hello.
Is that how you're introducing the show?
Just as awkwardly, once they start it, they'd be like, "Oh, I don't want to watch this." That's how I like.
Marcia, this is how you're starting off already.
Yeah.
I don't think this is how you should start about your podcast.
Well, I want them to know that, like, even the seconds now that they're watching, like, this is a waste of time. This is whenever I need to start double tapping.
You're not selling me on this episode yet, Marshall.
Well, I like to start low, and build the expectations.
Okay.
So then you have to.
This is a
watch
little
the
too
whole
low,
thing.
though. You know what I mean? You just thought about introducing the podcast like a normal person.
No, you got to start super low, EJ. You got to start
Yeah,
super
we was talking
low
about-
because we got like
Hey,
articles, and
it's
that like
me,
already
Marshall.
boosted up a little bit. So
Okay.
like credible sources like Barstool. All right.
Well, I don't think you need to open up with anything crazy. Just some notes, right? Nothing crazy. You don't need to be like, "Hey, it's your boy Snazzy G" or some shit like that.
I wanted to, but then I went with the normal hello. And I was like, I'll not code switch. Today.
Not only was that hello droll, right? It was void of emotion. Like it was just.
Yeah. I've been told that a lot. Yeah.
Come on now, Marshall.
But we got articles. That
Okay,
means it's gonna be legit.
All right. Cool.
You know how often I read articles? Never, EJ. I actually found articles today. Daily Mail. That's a real one.
Okay. Daily Mail has its ups and downs.
Yeah, this one might be a down. And then
all right.
good old Fox News.
Fox News back at it again.
Oh yeah,
Okay. So
they're back. And then that's it. So.
they're back at it again. With they back on their bullshit.
Oh yeah.
What's new now?
Are
they still supporting Trump after the indictment or what?
Let's do like a. You see this the pad? It's gonna turn on. We'll get
Not sure.
a quick.
Oh boy.
See, this it died on us.
Is it charging?
Oh yeah, plugged in.
Does it use more power than it takes?
Probably.
Oh, Marshall.
Probably so. But let's give the people at home quick 2 minutes. 2 minutes, DJ. Not a lot. What's going on in the world right now? First thing that comes to mind right now, today, former President Donald Trump has been
Indicted. The procedure's happening right now. I don't want to say too much because I really have no idea what the fuck is going on. But I mean, I hope they get the motherfucker.
Yeah, well, he got arrested.
I mean,
so
but he
that's-
turned himself in and he said he's gonna plead not guilty.
Yeah, plead
So
not guilty. And you know what's gonna happen?
he's gonna walk away scot free.
He's gonna walk away scot free. Exactly. So,
He's gonna walk out doing the fucking moonwalk somehow with more stem cells than he had before.
yeah.
And that motherfucker can't even stand straight,
No.
much less walk backwards.
Oh no. But Biden, he is still alive. This clone of him is doing well. They
Yeah.
had to replace him after the fall.
Yeah. Really, it's a Nancy Pelosi puppet.
Yeah.
Really, so she's the one controlling the strings.
Yeah. Like her hand is in him for sure. Like that's how they reboot the system.
In the anus.
Yeah.
Working the mouth like a puppet.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like there's actually a good chance that they're cloning. Not necessarily Biden, but they should.
No.
Probably. No?
No.
I mean, they definitely have
Why?
the technology.
I mean, they probably do, but I don't think you should use Biden. He's too fucking old. If you're going to clone somebody young and capable and smart. I mean, they're probably not going to go for somebody smart. It's going to be rich people. But,
No, those people don't run for president, EJ.
Yeah. They keep low. They keep a low profile.
Yeah, they're smart enough to not get involved. I mean, so if you could clone let's see. If you could clone any 3 people to get this country where it needs to be.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure.
But you're cloning 3 people, so you got 6 people. That's math.
What?
Right?
You're cloning 3 people, so you get okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
you choose 3 individuals.
Okay, so you're making doubles of 3 individuals.
Yeah, so it's going to be easier to fix this country. It's already such an easy fix, you know.
I have to pick 3.
Yeah, whichever ones come to mind.
Shit, I don't know.
Hey, who do we need more of? Who do we need more tweets from?
Need more Matt Mercers.
Matt Mercer's.
Yeah, but Matt Mercer isn't going to be a president.
Matt Mercer's.
He's a DM. He's the DM from Critical Role.
There you go.
He's a really sweet guy, right? He's very loving and caring and kind and sharing. And they got this whole D&D community that they give back to. And,
Fuck yeah.
But
yeah, that guy has some insane stories. And his whole world that, you know, he's creating is just continually
growing.
Getting insane.
Yeah.
I know.
This man has done like 300 live episodes of the same world. You know what I mean? Like, and more than that, I'm sure I'm off by like 100 or so.
It's so many.
Yeah.
And remember what's going on the entire time? The entire...
My man is honed and locked. That's his livelihood now. And he loves doing it. So, like, live your best life, Chief.
Yeah.
I would love to be like a DM on that scale, right? The growing that would be like my retirement plan. Like, right after I've written all these stories, and then just have this DM world that I've had in the background and just start doing that in my old age. Yeah. That would be great.
That'd be sick. I mean, so you're like a DM. So explain for the idiots out there who've never played D&D who think that you're going to hell if you play.
You're a dungeon master. You basically... I mean, your job is layered in a lot of ways because it's not only is it your job to sort of build this world and narrate the story and you know, unravel these mysteries and give them these challenges and these puzzles, but it's also to, you know, kind of build a connection and almost a community and sort of have fun playing in this world in and out of your characters, right? Because not only are you bonding as sort of these characters if you feel comfortable, but you're bonding as friends in a lot of ways. You come to the table not only for the journey of the story, but to hang out with these people weekend after weekend after weekend and unravel each other and just have fun with each other. You know what I mean? It's great. It's a great time.
Yeah. That's so cool. I mean, just to have like a mini community, creating just your own story.
Yeah.
Just being able to do anything.
And it's you know, like I said, if you have a nice little group of friends that you're doing this with, and you can share in this world and build it out, right? And your job as a DM, like I say, is to keep track of this world and make it so that this world feels alive with or without these characters in it, right? Something is always happening. It's not like you're waiting for, like, you get to a town, it's like, yeah, we're waiting for 3 years for heroes or something like that. It's like, no, there's a problem here that's been growing since there hasn't been anyone around to help, right? And it started off this and it's grown into this bigger issue. And now there might be 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple ways to stop this. This might grow into something else if you don't stop it here, right?
Yeah.
And you and your friends are here to, like, you know. And some of these are personal stories. Sometimes some of these can be intertwined with these stories, or with the people in these stories, and they feel connected personally to what's going on. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of your job as a DM without rambling too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, because, I mean, I'd say, like, not a lot of people, like, DM normally, right? They just kind of play with their friends. They aren't usually, you know.
The DMs who DMs are usually forever DMs because a lot of people love playing.
Yeah.
Right? Which I don't blame them, right?
Right,
Because as a DM, you have to enjoy playing, too. You have to find these characters. I think that's what makes people like Matt and a lot of these other, that's what really makes a DM a DM sometimes is how well a DM can slide in and out of these characters, right, and make these characters feel relatable, right, without ever seeming like repetitive, almost, right. I mean, that's just your thing, right. I'm more for the storytelling aspect and the journey of the world. Some people are into into D&D just to murder hobo, right?
Yeah,
and that's okay.
Yeah, it's part of the game too.
That is okay.
Yeah.
Right? If that's your bang, that's your bang. But some of us are in it for the journey and not the destination.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like the guy, 300 episodes now. No sign of stopping.
3 seasons, and they have a show now on Amazon with 2 seasons now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And because of them, I don't want to say because of them, right? But they were definitely a big boost in the DM aspect. Now that a lot of these other creators like Dimension 20 and Brennan's a great dude. Matt's a damn good DM. Brennan's a damn good DM in their both unique ways. Like I can't call comparison, but Brennan does some things that will blow your mind. Like the way Brennan goes about some things it's so captivating how he tells some of these stories. And he was an improv student, right? So he is fluid with coming up with some of the craziest, wackiest,
there you go,
comedic shit.
Awesome.
Remember I told you the story about the mailman who busted kids out of jail?
Yeah.
That was his character.
Yeah.
The establishment. Sometimes you got to cook some bacon. That's all, man, dude. Sometimes you got to make some bacon, dude. Yeah, that's him.
God. I mean, these guys are geniuses in story writing.
Yeah. I mean, that's their whole thing, though. That's what makes them great, right? And they also they're humble enough, right? Like there was a recent kind of like a DM round table, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like Matt Mercer's there, Brennan's there, Abria Iyengar's there, right? There's a couple of other people who are there. And they're all just kind of like sharing their DM secrets and talking about different things. And there's been a couple of different times where it's DMs talking about how they're just sharing how they approach things and what makes them unique. Just and you can use this at any point. Like this is what I didn't know or I learned something from you. Like I mean, for example, because I'm just beating around the bush. At one point, Brennan was listening to Bria Iyengar, and it was something simple of like, you know what blew my mind is that when you told me something that I don't know, right? Which is something Brandon apparently never thought about. Like he always gives information to the character of what you see and what you feel and blah blah blah. But there was that point where in her story, like he was doing a recon with a bird, and the bird went out beyond reach, right? And she was like, "What you don't know is a hand snatches that bird out of the sky." Right? And he was like, I don't know that? What the fuck? You giving me this information, but I don't know that?
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Fuck. Yeah, it's one of those things where, hearing it the first time as a DM, you're like, shit, yeah. Kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Just like giving you it's something, it's just a unique tool to set you up even as the player, as an audience in your own story as well. Yeah. Right? And if you can role play it out, which, they're good enough to do that, it's like, yeah, I don't know really that we're in danger, but I know my bird got snatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that is fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot of talent to do improv. Would you mind turning on?
Which one?
The top one. I think there we go.
Okay.
People think like creating stories, doing improv, it's easy stuff.
No, it all flows in a weird way. Like being creative on the spot constantly, it to a lot of people can be draining, right? And then it can be also mentally taxing on you, thinking like, am I coming up with enough stuff? Am I doing enough? Right? Am I setting the vibe? It's had this lull in it for a little bit. It's just too lore heavy, right? Am I focusing too much on one person, right? But if you're at a table of, there's all these different things can go wrong because you got to have the right atmosphere, right? Sometimes it's people want to be the main character. Sometimes people want try to take the spotlight, right? But if you have an atmosphere of good people, you can just feed off of each other and have this creative world constantly flowing back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Without the need to stop. Right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, that's why people like when those episodes are 4 hours, right? Sometimes it's like, it's been 4 hours already. Come on, dude. We want more, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's such a flow. So yeah.
God, so much. I mean, when did you first like get introduced to D&D?
Through my boy Dre in New York, Kaz's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
And it was just, I don't even know what inspired him to invite me. Right. I think it was just because I was Kaz's boyfriend at the time, and me and Dre knew each other. Right.
Yeah.
But I never knew they played D&D. I didn't know anything about D&D, and we didn't even play D&D. It was Pathfinder actually. Right. But it's kind of, it's the same thing, a version of it. Right. It's an offshoot. It's its own foundation. Right. Because there's the whole thing going on right now with that, but it's its own foundation. Mm. But as far as like the storytelling, it's all the same, right? How you perceive things, just mechanically is different. But yeah, he invited me there, and I played a drunk cleric named Ryzoe, right? Yeah. And I wasn't really too invested at first because it just felt, weird trying to play a character in front of other people, right?
Yeah.
And trying to be. And I made him relatable to me in a lot of ways because, I mean, at the time I was struggling with something, but yeah. There you go. Yeah. I had the drunk cleric thing going down, and he told a great story, right? Like at a certain point, like I got invested in it, and I started finding my voice as the character, right? And I didn't go too crazy with it, but I remember at the end. There was a segment where I was kind of in this area where there were scriptures, or there was this writing on the wall that like no one could understand, right? And these people had been waiting for this prophecy, in a sense, but everything was on hold, right? And I basically went down there, and at the time, there's two voices in my head, which is my brother.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's just role playing this whole thing out with me as I'm like translating all the scriptures. It was such a simple thing in the moment, but like it was just a minute of role playing back and forth while he's giving me this information and then being in character and then translating these verses and basically uncovering this mystery of this prophecy. And at that moment, I was like, oh, I can get into this actually. I can feel this out.
Yeah.
And that's really when I started like getting a lot more invested into D&D.
Yeah.
And the whole aspect of role playing game, TTRPGs, really.
Yeah. Yeah, role playing. I mean, that's what like really like got you the tick for role playing.
Yeah.
It is really something like starting out. You're like playing this character. Like we're sitting at a table. What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still sort of shy to show these characters. You know what I mean? Like, because it's been a while since I've hopped in and out of characters. I've been playing 2 characters.
God, that's a lot.
For the last, because it's only been involved in 2 campaigns, right? So I've been playing these 2 characters, which is Zach, which is just a country boy. It's really just all Zach is, just a little country boy engineer. And then I don't really have a voice for Lucius. I just make this motherfucker say the most flamboyant, perverted shit most of the time, right? It's still my voice. He was such a joke character, but yeah, he turned it into sort of this lovable bard sorcerer now. So
sick.
Yeah.
So I mean, was it like creating those characters?
No, Zach was built off of. Well, I was playing Final Fantasy, right? And I wanted the Gunbreaker, so his class is very much a Gunbreaker. And we built that. Well, we didn't build that. We found a custom Gunbreaker class, right?
Okay.
But I wanted him to be an engineer. I knew that with that background, and I really wanted to play into the engineer background, right? But I didn't know how to approach that, really. So I kind of started coming up with a backstory, right, of how I wanted to do this. And if I have an engineer background, well, where do I want him from? I'm gonna make him a little farm boy, right? Make him a farm boy. He's working on some engines, right? And then this turned into this whole thing where like, all right, so I'm a farm boy. My dad is a hardworking man who works job to job to job, right? And it sort of actually kind of got inspired a lot from my dad, right? Where it's a hardworking, go-getting guy, right? My man will take a Benny job. My dad was a set electrician, but this man is just like whatever jobs he can get, he's getting. But I was raised up in with a curious spot in taking things apart, which I very much was as a kid. I loved to take things apart.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so through that, he learned basically how to assemble or disassemble and assemble an engine. Oh. Right? Yeah. Just working on things around the farm. He wanted to disassemble bigger things, right? Started with a little toy car that you get him, and then to the bed. Bed's now in pieces, and it's now been reassembled up to the tractor outside, right? Yeah. Yeah, but because of that, he sort of like taught himself engineering.
Damn.
And then, there's like we came up with the whole it's a travesty of it. I always feel like I'm rambling when I go this long.
Travesty.
But
what was the travesty to this farmer?
The travesty is we were working in mines. I also had a brother, right? So it's me and my brother and my father, and we're all working together, and we're down in these mines.
Yeah.
And the mines collapse, right? Pops makes it out. Me and the brother are like crushed, but we're separated as well.
Oh, damn.
Right?
Okay.
Like we're caved in, right? So we're not like I'm not underneath nothing. I get out because I'm the one that's in the tractor. Basically, the tractor takes the brunt of the damage. But my brother, however,
he's in there.
I don't know what his damage is, right? All is I hear him groaning, right? But I don't know how much pain he's in. But he's like, yeah, my leg is caught, and I don't know how bad his leg is, right?
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I get free, and then the mine collapses, so I can't go back. Like I tell him I'm gonna come back for him, but I can't go back for him, right? Because the mine collapses, and then I find my way into these ruins, and then out of the other side of these ruins, finding a weapon along the way, where I get the gun breaker from.
Okay,
right? So
okay.
it's like a gun blade. Find my way out of these ruins, out into another part of the world that I'm not familiar with.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I have to find my way back home.
Damn.
Yeah. And then by the time I get back home, which like I think we said like 8 to 10 years had gone by, they're gone. Family's gone.
Damn.
And when I go to investigate, the boss of the mines, I think is who I talked to. The boss of the mines, like, yeah, they couldn't handle the loss of like their sons, and so they left.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the backstory we came up with.
That's fucking sad.
Yeah, but I'm looking for my folks. Like, I'm fine. I found out my brother's alive too, so
that's cool.
Good. Yeah. God. Well, he's an asshole now. So.
Oh.
But this is
yeah, probably.
But this is like the beauty of D&D. This is all a character. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all something y'all just thought up of.
Yeah. Well, this is all that's the stuff, the back to story we thought of, or it was inspired. I guess, can't say it was inspired by my dad and my relationship, right? Without the travesty of the mines. The foundation was there.
God. Yeah. Well, I mean, so you're a DM. So whenever you're like creating like a story, have you ever been like, I'm kind of stuck at this one place. I don't know where to go.
No.
Yeah?
No. Because I don't tell a story. That's what I like about being a writer and being a DM. I think I approach it in two different ways. When I'm telling a story, I am controlling the narrative of characters, right? When I'm DMing, I am setting the world, and that's all I'm doing. What the players decide to do is on them. I'm just giving you your backstory, right? and then I'm going to throw these offers at you, right? Like if one of you were curious about treasure, well, there's a board outside that has like a 400 gold reward for some archaeology, or for a hit or a bounty hunt, right? Or some wanted criminal or something like that, right?
Okay.
And you set these challenges up. And generally what you want to do is kind of have these lead to bigger issues, right? Well, you've gone on this archaeological dig for gold, and now there's something down here that's this mysterious artifact of some sort, right? That has now infected someone, let's say, and now this someone is spreading this disease to other people in the mines, and you don't know what's going on, right? But now you have to kill some of the miners to get your way out of this mine, right? And now this grows into some sort of bigger threat. These dudes start summoning a god, right?
Oh my God.
And now you have to fight a god, right? And this is just DMing 101 growth, right?
Yeah.
But you could go about that millions of different ways.
Yeah.
So
you've never had to been like, you know what? I need to type this into an AI. See.
No, I never want to rely on an AI. What the fuck would I want to do that?
No, if you ever, you never get stuck. Like I don't know how I should progress with this character.
The only thing I would ever use an AI for is increasing my vocabulary of DMing. That's it. I would never use it for creative growth. Unless I really had to, right? But I don't think it would come to that. I think I see enough inspiration in the world, right? And sideline back to DMing. That's what also got me interested in history. Now, I kind of love learning more about history because Dre connected D&D to history with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my man was just like, he's a history teacher himself. But he was just like, yeah, sometimes I use D&D or history for D&D scenarios.
Yeah.
And it because there's always some narrative through history that could be turned into a D&D story, or has been.
Yeah.
History's vast, baby.
It really is. I mean, what were like some of like the major historical events that he would use for the stories?
He used the Civil War for one of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And you can, if you play the Civil War right, you could turn it into like a straight drama.
Oh really?
A straight drama, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great time.
It sounds like a great time. And you could, and think about it too, you can find up working for Lincoln and Robert E. Lee, right? You can meet all these different soldiers, because he would always kind of like, at least make loose representations of them.
Yeah,
in sort of these scenarios.
They change some of the names or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome. That's what kind of got me interested in it. It's like, oh shit, that's actually a genius approach to history, and I can actually use that to sort of inspire these stories. And I have a whole world, but I'm not going to go into it.
I mean, you do have one whole world that like you just put on Patreon. The big announcement.
I did.
This is big.
Far from ruin, taking the first big step.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, what's this thing about?
Keep it short, keep it sweet, because I don't want to spoil too much. I will ramble. Post-apocalyptic story.
Okay.
About a young physician named Grace who has survived an attack on her town.
Okay.
And along the way, she comes across the most wanted man in the drylands, named Fortune. And these two kind of have to depend on each other to survive. Well, misword that. She has to depend on him to survive. Yeah. So that's the premise without getting too heavy.
I just want more.
I know. I want more. Especially,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if you read sort of like the inspirations for it, but I'm like, even reading these inspirations back to myself, I think is, I don't want to say inspiring. Like, I don't want to like.
Your inspirations were inspiring.
Yeah, my inspirations are inspiring. But like Children of Men. Oh, fucking Children of Men right here. Boom.
There
Children
we
of Men. Logan.
Yeah.
The Last of Us. The Road.
The Road.
As far as games goes, like Metro, Stalker, Fallout,
Metro. Yeah.
shit like that. Book of Eli was on there.
Ooh. Ah,
Yeah. So
love those like apocalyptic,
yeah.
type, hard struggles of what we turn into whenever there's just no laws or just no sense of keeping a morality.
Yeah. I mean, I just find setting the world like harsh worlds. I feel like are fun. It's fun to play a story in those worlds or tell a story in those worlds. If you're okay with going to dark places because it makes more sense, right? Like I think a lot of the stories sometimes are for dark or for the sake of being dark, right? There's usually some sort of challenge or an option actually you could take to get out of these scenarios in some cases, right? Not bashing all of them, but to sort of be put into a post-apocalyptic setting, these challenges usually there's no way out but one way.
Yeah.
And that's however depending on how heavy your situation is in that moment, right?
Survive or don't.
Yeah, and so putting characters in those kind of worlds is kind of what I like doing. Post-apocalyptic worlds. What's the other one I can't? Like utopian worlds too.
Oh yeah.
Whenever it seems like it's a utopia, when everything seems fine and dandy. I don't know why I didn't. I guess this one, Altered Carbon, wouldn't be on that list though. Not for this one, but I do have a story that is very much inspired by Altered Carbon.
Oh, same. I still need to watch that.
Such a good.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are just great inspirations for the story. I mean, you already have one full page or one full chapter,
Yep.
right?
One full chapter's on the Patreon. It's the rough draft, right? So it's not too hectic, right? It's not telling too much off the top, right? You get that nice little,
Yeah.
right? And it's for free. Not
For
even
free. You don't even have to pay for it?
No, you have to pay for the rough draft.
Don't you have to pay stuff on Patreon?
You usually do. There's some behind the scenes shit you can pay for it, but like, it's for the Patreons.
Yeah, but this one's free.
Yeah, this one's free. The rough draft is free. A little about is free. The update. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I plan on I don't want to hide too much behind, as far as like the information. Behind the scenes, sure, I hide it behind the Patreons, but I also don't aim to neglect my fans, whatever they may be, right? The people who want to engage in this story. I don't want to discourage them.
Mm-hmm.
That they're not getting anything for good or anything for free, right? They get some good shit. So,
yeah. Oh, for sure.
I got some plans for that. So,
is there any kind of sneak peeks we can get for the plans? Maybe what's coming?
Nothing up top yet.
Okay.
Nothing confirmed, but we got some ideas brewing.
Keep the anticipation building.
Yeah.
And you got the pages everywhere, so it's not just Patreon, right?
We're setting up things everywhere. Trying to maintain all this shit, dude. Kind of nerve wracking. I've had to write down more fucking passwords in the last 3 days than I've had in my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it. Like, it's keeping me busy.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the best part about it is I'm kind of enjoying this. Like, I'm taking my time with it, but I'm enjoying it and I'm doing it. But yeah, the next big step is to get a confirmed artist. And then after that, I'm going to start posting on more, like, because, we storyboard, right? So sometimes I will release a teaser on the storyboard, right?
Yeah.
And maybe I'll, one of the plans I have, I got to figure out how to do this, is kind of have this unspoiled synopsis, right?
Yeah.
Of the next episode. And some people are going to read it, some aren't, right?
Right, yeah.
That's the one thing that I want to encourage, is that, like, yeah, I'm giving out these little short episode synopses. don't feel encouraged to read it. Don't take this as like I'm spoiling it for you, because I know a lot of people see that they're like spoilers, right?
Yeah,
that's how I am. I don't like seeing what's happening on the next episode.
No,
right?
Mm-mm.
Don't give me no preview. Don't give me nothing.
No
Throw me
intro.
back in this shit. I don't even want the intro music for the next episode playing.
No.
Just throw me back
No.
into it.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
No
So,
spoilers.
but I'm gonna put it out there for those who want to be involved. I want to kind of see where the story is going.
Yeah.
And then I've thought about the idea. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this because it's going to be hectic, but a actual novel rundown of the chapter as well, maybe at some point. So it's like almost as the comic is going, a book is going in a sense.
Okay, yeah.
Right? But I feel that's an idea. That's an idea. That means I got to put double the work into it. I got to write things out twice. We'll see what's up.
Just copy and paste.
Oh, I know, sir. Your boy's vocabulary is going to go tenfold on that point. I'm going Super Saiyan. I'm going to start talking like fucking Janelle Monáe and then
Oh. Shout out to Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, man.
She's killing it.
She's killing it. She's putting it out there.
She really is.
And I ain't mad.
No. I mean, just like her, you have a story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And so where again can they all find you?
It's all Ryzoe. Patreon.com/Ryzoe. Twitter.com/XRyzoe, I think it is. My name on there is Shifty Otaku at the moment.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a fucking username.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Shifty Otaku?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Facebook, Far From Ruined. That has its own one. That one, I still need to put a lot of work on that one, though. Yeah, Instagram/Ryzoe. Main one's Patreon right now. And I'm getting the link tree put together.
Oh, shit.
So,
All them links together?
all them links together, baby.
Man.
Yeah.
Right now we got the chapter. I mean, seriously, y'all gotta check it out because it's an actual like comic, and you can really. The artist was really good for that.
Artist is really good. I'm not mad at him at all. I just got to find something more localized because my man was on Fiverr out in the east somewhere. So it was just time. It was a language barrier in some cases, and then I'm sending notes at 8. My man is not replying until 4.
There you go. Yeah.
And so and vice versa. Sometimes it would take. I would be like, I'm busy and I'm going to bed early, so I would take like 2 or 3 days to reply to some notes like, "Yo, Chief, you there?"
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what was it like starting the story?
Nerve wracking.
Like in finding,
Nerve wracking. Absolutely. I mean, step by step, you kind of like stumbling and fumbling your way through because, I mean, this started out as a book idea, straight up. I'm not sure if I told you about that, but I wrote like a chapter and a half, and I was like, I don't have the vocabulary to continue this book. And I know that's what an editor is for, right? Like, I just write some bullshit off the top and keep going, and then someone else can come make it look pretty, right? But I wanted to be more involved in that, so I then tried to turn it into a screenplay. I then writ out a whole movie with holes here and there, right? It was once I wrote it out as a movie from beginning to end, I knew what my ending was and I knew what my beginning was. There was just this constant spot of like the middle. I want more things to happen in the middle. I just want more things to happen in the middle, right? And then it became the idea of a series, and that's when I made the Chronicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I made the Chronicle, where there's 2 survivors from Shady Stone instead of 1. But then that turned into its own thing. And so I was like, if I really want to do this and I really want to actually start something, I can just make a good comic, right? Yeah. Because I have more control over comic. I don't need to sort of, I mean, if I just wrote it into a book, sure, but if I just the visual aspect is what I want to see.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the big thing for me is I want to see this world unfold as I'm telling the story. Right. Because there's a part of me that like, even though I'm telling the story, I want to see the story come to life.
Yeah.
Right. Like I can't help but get excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Because I want to see the story come to life. I want to see everything come to fruition, like everything I've imagined. And so I was like, yeah, I could just turn it into a comic. So I started paneling the screenplay to the comic, right? And got my beginning, got my end, got everything in between. And then when laying out the outline of the comic, that's when it all came to fruition. That's when everything started like, because I knew I could add more middle ground in there. Yeah. And I could tell more little small stories in between this bigger narrative, because I really wanted to flesh out the character a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. That's really what I wanted to do. Make it a little bit more sense, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like characters make a jump, right?
An unrealistic
jump.
Yeah. Just a complete epiphany.
Yeah. Just a sudden switch at a fucking mindset, Game of Thrones style. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I hate seeing that because, it's like you love this character and you want to see them change. Mm-hmm. The changing is like the best part about their character, right? And then
the evolution
whenever
of the character.
Yeah. And whenever they do it in just this half-assed way to where it's just like, it's not even like a main thing. It's just like, oh, someone said something differently to him the other day. Like, you know what? I'm different now. No. And that's not how people change in real life.
No, man.
People change through experiences.
Yeah. Like there's so many instances where we have an argument with the people that we love because we want to see change, right? But the argument never does anything. It's never the dialogue that does anything. It's always the action, right? And the dialogue can definitely have the impact when the action comes, right? And sometimes you may have the dialogue that hits hard enough, but
sometimes,
the change really comes with the action, right? When you're sort of challenged, when your choices are really challenged, and that's where dark stories thrive.
Yeah. Because, you got your stories, you got your, Marvel-like stories where, like, the good guy, he's going to go through some tough shit. Mm-hmm. But, because he's the good guy, he's going to come out of the bad shit still a good guy. Even better good guy.
Better good guy than before.
Because he's a good guy.
Because he's a good guy. Right? And I'm not saying it's an unrealistic premise. I'm just tired of it.
No, those stories are comforting.
Yeah.
The good guy's going to win because he's the good guy.
Yeah, I'm not saying those stereotypes can't exist. I definitely believe so, but I'm just tired of seeing it. I got to go against the grain a little bit.
People don't always, and usually don't, make the right decisions.
No, not everyone does.
That's how humanity is.
Yep.
We fuck up all the time.
People give it to their emotions a lot. There's a whole, people are complex. There's a whole inner monologue and battle that goes on with people that we aren't aware of. Like, that's one thing I kind of want to capture in the story. Like, even as the audience, right? Like, you don't know what's going on inside of Grace's head sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like, but the action still makes sense. You may not agree, but the action still makes sense. And you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old actions speak louder than words. I mean,
yeah.
It's big. That's how it changes. And that's how characters in the story are. I mean, more like realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Ready to see it.
Me too.
I can see it.
I'm not trying to ramble on about it.
No.
Because I will talk about it.
No. I mean, so what would you like the people to do if they want to see this?
Like, if you sharing to people who are willing to donate, even if you're not yourself. If you don't donate and you still go to the Patreon, you can still read the rough draft, and there will still be content down the line for you to enjoy, for sure. but share it to people who got a little spare change to donate, who might donate to a good comic, to a nice post-apocalyptic comic, and they can show up to the Patreon and they can share with people who may or may not have the donations. As long as just get it out to more eyes, like and share.
Yeah. For people who like stories, of those movies and shows that you listed. Yeah.
If you like the story, that's all. If you like the story, share it. That's all I'm asking, actually. If you like it, share it.
Yeah.
And support indie comics, baby, at this point. Like,
yeah.
Not only mine, but I know there's a lot of other artists out there. I'm looking for them, too. Like and share.
Yeah. I mean, like, the thing was, like, even, like, you telling me about, like, your story, it really opened me up to where, like, because I've never really met, like, a writer of a story before. You kind of only think, like, only, like, Stan Lee used to do that, or, like, big-time directors, like, only these guys can, like, create, like, a story, that's a movie that you see everywhere, But whenever you were explaining it to me, and really, it was just so easy to build this, what I see, like a movie, and like seeing the comic like in my head.
Yeah.
Like
it's I don't know, it's unique to me, because I mean, at its core, what inspires this story, right, is, I mean, I guess at its foundation, it's bleak representation, of our current modern world, because I do use like recycled cell phones, and there's, recycled modern technology that's utilized in this world that we're all familiar with, right? So when you see the iPhone uses the camera phone, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's ours.
That's us, baby. Yeah. That's our mark left.
Yeah. Yeah, how far away is it? Like after the apocalypse happens, and then
it's 200 years. I have set
200 years. Okay.
200 years.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, they've remembered and learned how to use our technology now.
Yeah. The for what it is, right? The world itself is still struggling, right? Very much still struggling. So not only is there, the threat of the world itself as far as people and the creatures that roam this world, but the environment, right? So, and even then, like, it's been 200 years, but there's still these issues, that they have to deal with. And I have this tone set where there's all this rumbling, like the world is constantly rumbling, right? Like you're not sure if it's an earthquake or if it's thunder, right? And then there's sort of like radiation rain and radiation storms.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's great.
Shit.
It's great.
Shaking and acid storms.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's just worse than storms. They're just violent storms in this story. They're labeled that way, but it's just violent storms.
Damn. Yeah, and the storms are already getting worse and worse every year now. So imagine after an apocalypse. Holy shit.
Exactly.
God.
And lightning storms, almost inspired by that thunder typhoon in Mad Max. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Not that bad, but goddamn, right? The visuals of that shit till this day. To this day. Oh man. But like share,
Yeah, check it out.
Let's build a community. I've been really not I've been, antisocial and all this shit, but I'm trying to get into this community now. Like I know I need to grow. So
Yeah. And in that, growing the story too, the connection with fans and them being involved.
Yeah. Grow with the story. Like I want to grow with the story.
Yeah.
In a sense, and I want to grow with the story as a storyteller.
Yeah.
Is kind of what my view on it is, right?
Yeah, it's not just like a story that you're reading for fun. It's something that's actually going to grow with.
Yeah.
Like and share.
I feel cheesy saying all this shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's always going to come off sounding cheesy in your head.
Yeah.
But, it would be cheesy if you didn't have a fucking story. And there was no Patreon. There was no first chapter out there.
Yeah.
You're just like,
That
oh,
would
I
be-
have this idea.
It'd be fucking scammy, bummy.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's so weird.
Yeah.
I've spent so much time working on this story. I know it's still hard to believe this. You know what I mean? Like I'm still taking these first steps. So, I'm excited. Excited.
I don't know, man. This thing's going to become something.
I'm hoping it does. And then I can get started on my real stories.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
There's one quote on Guitar Hero that stuck with me, or Rock Band, I think it was.
Okay.
It's let's get this piece of shit out of there and start on the next one.
There you go. Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, yeah, what was it like going into it? Like, I'm really writing a story right now? Like, am I really going to do this?
I mean, I don't even want to talk about the ups and downs, right? Because even building this world, letting it come to life, there's been so many different changes and variations and ideas that have come and gone and revisions. Because as a writer, well, as an amateur writer too, with, I don't know, no real experience, you're thinking that like I'm writing and editing at the same time, right? Essentially, as a new person, that's what you're trying to do. Is especially if you want your story. If you care enough about your story, you are definitely going to try to make it at least consumable, for as many audiences as not as many audiences, but as I guess as many eyes, right?
Yeah.
From many perspectives, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of different things part of it.
Because you want this world. I mean, from my perspective, you want this world to be alive with or without these characters. I think that's what makes the basis of a foundation for a story, right? That's your sort of very ground zero. That if you're telling any sort of story, your world has to make sense, right?
Yeah.
In my eyes, and then you make these characters, and then you give them their personalities, and then you build them into this world, and then you let this world challenge them, right?
Yeah.
And of course, they have the obstacles, which is sometimes each other, sometimes the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So.
Ready to fucking see it, EJ.
Hashtag goals. We're here.
Dude, for real. For real. I'm ready to see it. Well, I mean, what do you think? That was... I feel like we've been here a while, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't...
We didn't cover anything for the AI. I think that'd be another thing for another time.
I mean, it'll still be here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you want to go over some AI shit?
No.